Over 3 million copies refunded, over 90% of the player base lost, and only 13 inches of venom included. And worst part yet, no Luffy Inflation Rule 34 skin. What is wrong with the anime fighting game industry? I don't have a problem with anime games. They have so much potential and gives it the opportunity to a wider audience. But holy shit, get your act together, Mr. Yamamoto. The greed in this niche-ass genre is rivaling levels of SpongeBob video games. Like, what kind of comparison is that? But it makes sense, doesn't it? Slop after slop, it's getting to the point where I'm becoming synthetic man. Pessimistic and racist. A double entendre, if you will. When a new anime game is announced, it's a genuine coin flip on whether it's going to be a soulless cash grab like JJK or an actual worthwhile game. This one's kind of on the fence. My Heroes won justice. I'm being so serious when I say this. I played it for 40 minutes and dropped it. I couldn't even play a fucking hour. It was that bad. And I cried myself to sleep afterwards because it was my sister's Christmas gift and I couldn't bring myself to even experience another minute of this garbage ass game. Not even the thousands of pounds of guilt I had on my shoulders could get me to launch this game and pretend to play it. And the second one wasn't much better. And no, I didn't play the game, and trust me, fucko, I don't plan on it anytime soon. Literal homeless bums created these games. My gay and mentally impaired friend could create a better game than this in fucking milliseconds. And the craziest part about these games is that they expect you to pay for DLC. In no universe will you see my ass pay for Tengen. These games are created by a hive mind, a conclusion I made after 30 seconds of research. If Dragon Ball is the target of anime games, then anime fighting game slop is Dollar Tree filled to the fucking brim with ghetto black people. This entity gives Paradox a run for its money. The only difference is that Paradox finishes its games after a certain time, while these guys just give up halfway through and make a new game. Watashi wa Hitachi Seiko Toshiba Tempura Sushi Sashi. That was me casting a spell to ward off the Japanese corporatism. Your dumbass probably thought this video was gonna be about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and your dumbass is partially correct. But I want to first let my emotions flow out onto the video like a canvas. Pretend I'm Musashi Miyamoto, enlightened and free, an accurate description of how I felt before playing Sparking Zero. But this was me after playing Sparking Zero. Notice the small yet glaring difference? Anime games have always been able to constantly disappoint over and over and over again, but this one's okay. Goku and Vegeta have always been an iconic duo, more iconic than white people and Cracker Barrel, and that's coming from a melanated freedom fighter myself, so you know I'm only speaking the truth here. Akira Toriyama created a world that he should be nothing but proud of, the father of all action anime and a pioneer in the industry that inspired millions. It inspired me to be the buff black man that I am today. It inspired the Mexican cartel to show mercy, just like Goku did, unless it's the Red Ribbon Army, of course. It inspired other Japanese folks to create their own manga. Will it ever be as good as Dragon Ball? Fuck no, but they all have value to them, even if it doesn't reach the level of gang-banging gangsta clout Goku has. See, One Piece is cool, but I'd rather not wait 1,000 fucking episodes for one transformation when Goku has 5 and 4 seconds. And even Naruto, you don't see him going Super Saiyan? I apologize. Dragon Ball's impact and influence on pop culture are unparalleled, with the only thing rivaling its effect is gay porn. But even then, Dragon Ball still comes out on top, easily cementing itself as a form of media that will be remembered for generations. From its humble origins of a comedy show called Dragon Ball No Z, to the action-packed masterpiece that is Dragon Ball with a Z, remember that one, fellas, and even to the rushed yet still decent Dragon Ball Super, all jam-packed with iconic scenes and moments still quoted to this day. Just ignore the purple Vegeta part. This was never a thing. Now, with all this up and down dick writing I'm doing to Goku's massive ultra instant cock, you're probably thinking I'm going to do the same thing to the new Sparking Zero game. And you would be absolutely wrong. But before I take a bite out of this Japanese media, I believe it's fair we do some compare and contrasting with other anime fighters. You know, something to cleanse the palate to get you into the mindset to dissect this very average gaming experience. You see this game? Imagine no Talk Tua or no Lunchly and your balls getting serrated in a blender, and that's what 30 seconds of playing this game feels like. I'm getting ahead of myself, as I need to explain a couple things before I rip into these games Kevin Spacey style. 3D fighters often focus on movements in all directions, with sidestepping, rotating camera angles, and a sense of spatial awareness that makes you feel like you're controlling the fight in a real arena. You can position yourself, dance around the opponent, and use the environment to your advantage. Now, this all sounds great on paper, and it can be if the developers can do their fucking job and not make the game feel like literal dog shit. When it's done correctly, you get Sparking Zero, and maybe Tekken, but Tekken is for pussies, so I don't really play that shit. I play real manly games like Call of Duty and Puyo Puyo Tetris. The formula to making this type of game is a tricky one, but getting it right could lead to the most immersive experience fighting games can offer. Soul Calibur is very fucking frustrating to play, but no one actually plays this shit to have fun. They play it to show their stupid fucking characters like Mr. Krabs. And when it's done wrong, you get fucking Jump Force, this game was more dead than TSM Myth's career after Fortnite Season 1 ended, and that's saying something. And don't get me started on the art direction. I understand that this game combines so many animes together, and to try and put them all in one style could be difficult, but there's no way this was the only option they could have picked. This shit looks straight from the PS2. I'm of the opinion that art direction trumps graphics in video games, and this is a perfect example. Not only does it hurt to look at, this shit is borderline impossible to play. The amount of characters that you could play from all these different franchises were a dream come true. The Smash Bros of anime, right in the palm of our hand. Except this Smash Bros was made by a blind, chubby Asian baby. The gameplay has as much depth as a white woman with a Starbucks addiction. Very little depth for the slow ones in the back. From the peak of 10,000 concurrent Steam players to around 20. How the fuck are you gonna let my Thai boyfriend have more players than you? And to be fair, the game was discontinued, with the server supposedly being shut down, although with the ability to still find matches and play with friends. But I don't know any employed person in their right mind who would spend their time playing Jump Force. But to each their own, I guess. Eventually, the game was delisted due to licensing issues, making the game a possible investment in the future. And by investment, I mean a crypto pump and dump scheme, because your net profit will be negative $4. Another studio seriously needs to try at this, because the potential of this concept could be insane with the right team. Maybe the Sparking Zero team could pick it up? Never mind. What the fuck happened? Just give Jump Force 2 to CyberConnect 2, who made the first bearable 3D fighter game. That's actually good. Now, I'm speaking purely off memory because I'm not gonna sit my ass down and replay the Road to Boruto, but when I did play, I had to steal my sister's copy and play it on the PS4, where I proceeded to beat the game in one day. It was safe to say that I low-key fucked with the game. I've always been a Naruto fan since I was but a young sapling in Hammerfell. As I was picking cherries for me to chow down on, I simultaneously had the latest episode of Naruto Shippuden playing on my Leapfrog. It was a magical experience, and I wouldn't be the badass that I am today without it. And these Ninja Storm games are a perfect way to experience the series. Remember Dashi Games? That was Ultimate Ninja Storm, an instant classic. Specifically, Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. Released in 2016, Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 takes you through most of the Naruto story, which also contains most of the ending of Shippuden. And honestly, you could play the Ninja Storm games and basically get the entire story of Naruto. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot also did this amazingly well, with iconic scenes being recreated one-to-one. What I'm getting at here is that Dragon Ball and Naruto know what the fuck they're doing. The controls are good, the gameplay's enjoyable, which most games in this genre can't say. There's actual passion and love that you can feel behind these games. Alright. It's time for the elephant in the room. The very, very, very large elephant. Larger than Boogie and Badlands Chugs. The main topic of this video. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Is it any good? You're probably asking. And the answer is an astounding Alright, this is the mandatory bitching section of all my videos. Red alert. Red alert, yeah. The camera. Ooh, that motherfucking camera. There's points where I'm deadass just staring at my op. Slang for opposition, by the way. And it won't let me lock on. Is Goku nearsighted or something? Cause he's right fucking there. It's even worse when the guy you're fighting can see you, but your character just randomly gets fucking cataracts. Now, I'm definitely not the only one that has felt this way. I don't know if it's the dog shit connection that exists in some matches, or I'm just worse than a Make-A-Wish kid lying on his deathbed while playing. But the controls and timing are so off, it makes you feel like you're a genuine lobotomized fucktard. Sonic Sway, I'm getting maybe 70% of the time, but every time it goes off, I feel like I didn't actually land it right. But when I'm frame fucking perfect, I apparently didn't get it, and then proceed to get molested by Broly's punches. Same with the Vanish, the backbone of the entire fighting system. If you do not have the timing down for this, then kiss any dream of playing high-level ranked goodbye. Your asshole will be penetrated by middle-aged Tenkaichi pros, and you sucking ass at the Vanish timing isn't helping at all. And the reliance on this one move really sours the experience sometimes, because your fight will slowly devolve into who will fuck up the timing on the Vanish, and whoever does fuck up is guaranteed to lose. You will see Vanish sessions last up to a whole goddamn minute, because there's no way to easily counter this. And holy fucking shit, the current meta in online is worse than stage 6 melanoma. The Tenkaichi games are known for their vast amount of characters, from Frieza Soldier to 3 rows of Gokus, hundreds of combinations of teams to mix and match. See, in online you have 15 total points for your squad, so of course the strongest characters cost the most, while the weak characters are a lot lower. Mr. Saiyan is literally just 1 point and he sucks gorilla dick, so of course he does. This whole point system has the purpose of balancing out online play. It would be zero fun to fight against 5 Ultra Instinct Gokus. This point system works to a certain extent. Human nature in fighting games is to win and have zero fun, because the fun comes from winning. This is what leads to metas being created. Monolithic suppressor on every gun, Steve in Smash, Anarchy in Destiny 2. What does Sparking Zero have? Fusions and god characters. You will go back to back to back on the same characters over and over again. Which dish am I getting served today? Senzu popping bastard Yajirobe or fucking Vegito? It's probably Vegeta. What this game does best is presentation. The beautiful beam clashes in Ultimates, the stunning visuals of all the transformations. This is easily the best looking anime fighting game to date. But when the meal sucks, what substance is left? There's only so many times a flashy Kamehameha or a cool fist clash can keep me entertained. As stupid as you may think I am, the jingling keys can only work so many times on a mentally restrained man such as myself. The game speed is a lot to frame. Now there's only one thing stupider than adding motion blur to a game, and that's making game speed dependent on frame rate. The developers who made it like this deserve their video game making license taken away at least, because this game is genuinely unplayable on old hardware. I didn't figure this fact out until I started playing on a laptop, which is nothing to scoff at by the way, because it has over 12 fucko cores and 16 teraflops, and I was barely getting 60 FPS on low graphics, and playing it with my friend felt like I was in a stop motion movie from how fucking slow it played. Is this Paranorman or is this Sparking Zero? Put your guesses in the comment section below right now. In all seriousness, these are features, if you want to call them that make the game unplayable. This might have been fixed, but I have no idea because half this script was written 3 months ago, so take my experience with a grain of salt. So you done bitching, or is there anything good in the game? Why do you sound so different? Let's just say, I went on an adventure to the great city of... The Sparking Zero campaign and alternate paths is extremely cool, but then you realize the game is a rinse and repeat of the same bullshit mechanic. Everyone was saying how hard some of the bosses were, but if you took 5 seconds and activated your frontal lobe, you'll realize every fight is activating sparking mode and spamming the X button every single fucking time. This game is the textbook definition of being as fast as an ocean, but as deep as a puddle, which sucks because I felt like a little kid living his dreams of being a Saiyan when I had my first match. The player base was massive, and now it's the same size as Animal Jam. I lied. This is not a bad game at all. This is a mid game, a 5 out of 10 game. And to be honest, I was a victim of recency bias for this game, which is why I had to rewrite half my script to reflect my true opinions. The developers actually do care and are making updates, but I can't see there being a revival unless they completely rework the combat system to the point where it doesn't make me want to blow my fucking brains out with a Lego revolver. So, what's your solution to this anime slop epidemic? At this point, I blame Bandai Namco, because they own every single shonen license in the known universe. Multiverse, if you will. It's not impossible to make a good arena anime fighter, because there are plenty that exist. And by plenty, I mean maybe 30%. Stop making video game slop, stop making AI slop, stop making YouTube slop, and stop making slop, and most importantly, stop consuming slop. Thank you.
Button, button, button.